although this incident occurred on a BART platform and it involved several of my officers, it does not make the emotions within the ranks of my department any less. I mean, it was horrific, but yet the 206 officers who are sworn and committed to providing law enforcement services as a sole law enforcement entity to the BART system, we will continue acting as professional as possible, despite the extreme difficulty that all of us are under, including my personnel. I will say that regarding the agreement that's been reached between the district attorney, the Oakland Police Department, and my agency, I fully support this partnership. The BART and Oakland Police Departments have always enjoyed an excellent working relationship and professional partnerships. So on a daily basis, every report, every piece of evidence that BART Police detectives have gathered in this case have been turned over to the district attorney. We will continue to our own investigation on the criminal matter. And then once it's turned over to the district attorney, then Mr. Orloff and his staff will determine Oakland Police Department's role. But any police chief would welcome added resources and expertise during these times, and none more than I do at this moment. So I'm fully cooperative with the decision to enter into this third independent investigation. And as the district attorney states, we hope for some closure to this within the next 2 weeks.
I'd like to go to the second part of our press conference. As many of you know, a number of our businesses, particularly small businesses, were the victims of vandalism last night, and we sent Gregory Hunter out, who is our deputy CETA director, who is oversight for redevelopment, to do an assessment of that, because I think it's important for us to say as one community to our business neighbors that if there's any assistance that we can give and can provide in this moment, we ought to make an effort to do so. So we sent the appropriate staff out to do a beginning assessment, and I'd like to introduce Gregory Hunter to give you a sense of what he determined moving around the community today.
Based on the events that occurred last evening, the Community and Economic Development Agency sent out staff first thing this morning to make contact with the business owners within the affected area to make it very clear that, along with some business support partners, including OMLF, the Oakland Chamber, that we are continuing to support them, not only just as we support businesses in Oakland, but we're also offering some financial assistance so that the burden that they are having to face now for repairing windows and even some merchandise that was damaged, that burden is not having to face alone. In my conversations and walking through downtown this morning, many of the merchants expressed concern due to the current economic climate. Business has already been down, and we're very thankful that the city came out so proactively to see what their needs were and offer assistance. The Business Support Services Division within the City of Oakland did send an assessment team out. For the most part, what we have found are a number of broken windows, but that damage to buildings or to business property beyond broken windows is not vast. It has occurred in some incidents, but it is not wholesale. So primarily we will be helping the businesses replace their glass, replace door glass, so on and so forth. We have diverted resources from an existing program, and we'll make those funds available at appropriate levels. We are asking the businesses to work with their insurance companies so that they can go ahead and get that process started, and we are continuing to have interactions with them so that they know where we are in the process and know what the process will be to be reimbursed for these costs that have come to them because of the events of last night.
Thank you. My name is Reverend Eltina McCree. I have been a business owner in downtown Oakland for over 30 years and have been a resident of 17th Street for 15 years. I come to represent the SOBO, South of Broadway Merchants Association, a very family-oriented composition of business owners. 17th Street, all of you have been there. 484 restaurant is there. It's a very wonderful area that has small boutiques, Pamper Me shops, and a number of wonderful restaurants. I traveled from business to business quite early this morning, just trying to greet people and assure them that the city of Oakland realizes what this has meant to us last night. Let me say that I was working late on my inaugural packages in my shop, and had I not gotten someone coming in from the outside saying to prepare to leave, I would have suffered a great onslaught. When I walked out of my business, there was about 40 young adults there coming down the street, very, very angry. Thank God they allowed me to close my business, to lock the door, and they continued to follow me down the street. I only live like 4 blocks away, and an angel actually met me and helped me get home because all of these young people were angry and were following me down the street. The one thing that I'd like to say about us in Oakland, as we can see today, we are always able to come together. No matter where we have come from, we're able to come together and join together to find a solution. The question today that all of the merchants on 17th Street, our little area, was the hardest hit last night. Just about every business there had their windows bashed out. And the question is, to me, well, how in the world does something that happens at Fruitvale BART come all the way down to micro mini business owners on 17th Street? If you walk up Broadway, if you walk up 14th Street, up 15th Street, they weren't hit, the larger businesses, but the micro businesses, the ones that are suffering the most during this recession, are the ones that were so terribly hit. And so, again, it says to all of us that we have to be concerned about each other, because if you turn your head, it's going to be in your front door just like it's in everybody else's front door. My condolences to the family.
90% of the businesses on our block are independent, minority, women-owned, and we all share in the grief of what happened to the young man in Oakland, and yet we're dismayed that we now have become victims as well. We feel like we're a family on 17th Street. We feel that extends to all of Oakland, and really feel the need to keep talking with each other and educating each other on how we all feel about this. We all share this. I'm greatly thankful that the Community Economic Development Agency, as well as Oakland Merchant Leadership Forum, will be working together to reach out to merchants who have suffered losses. There's one store on 17th Street owned by 2 young women. They've just taken it over. They're just renovating it. They haven't yet opened. They lost 2 huge windows last night. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to open, but that's just a grief that we all share. So please, any merchants who did suffer damages, we've tried to talk to everyone, but contact Oakland Merchant Leadership Forum or Community Economic Development Agency.